Hi, today we are focusing on the importance and the potential impact of training for a successful implementation. How training contributes to our process. Okay, training is key. So it's a critical aspect to ensure that the successful digital transformation is done. Okay, so as I said several times during the this module, digital transformation is not just technological. It's mostly human. Okay, so there are different profiles with different learning curves. So it's not the same probably to learn how to use this solution for a technical IT manager with 20 years of experience than to than the learning curve from a maintenance technician that knows a lot about a specific machine, but they don't know how to use the ERP. Okay, so learning curves are different, and also the resistance to change from different profiles, positions, and depending on how much are their jobs being affected, the jobs or their tasks in a daily basis, we could face different resistance to change also on the learning curve. So we have to take them into account and to create some targeted training to make the most of it for different needs. Okay, training it's bridging the gap between technology and the effective use, and it's needed to reduce operational errors in the future and dealing properly with data without making errors that can then lead to misinformation or to bad decisions due to bad data. Okay. Then, if we train properly, the support request to the IT operations team will be lower than if we don't train the, our our people. Then, good training it's increasing the confidence from our teammates in using the new solutions or new softwares. Okay. And then the training sessions or workshops helps us to align teams with the business objectives and the strategy roadmap. Once we start designing the schedule or the training itself, it's necessary to understand which are the specific needs. Okay, so we need to do an assessment in order to design that targeted training that addresses the current gaps or scopes that need to be um, improved. Okay, so here we are taking into account the maturity and technological proficiency of the workforce, as I said in the previous slide. Okay. So for the assessment, we can use several techniques, but some of the most used techniques are to send them some surveys in order to, with a Likert scale, to define their technological maturity, or we can perform some role-based assessments where we are watching the team collaborating each other and resolving some problems, issues, or using the current tools in order to see their technological skills. Then we can run personal interviews, one-to-one interview with open questions in order to better understand if that profile or that person fits with the needs that we need and which is the level. Because from that we would need to define which people could be trained, which one would need training plus coaching in order to adapt to the new environment, and in some cases we could see that some of the positions maybe are not fitting anymore in their current job and they need to be moved to another area, or we have to take some decisions about their future. Okay, So this assessment it's critical and it's quite difficult to handle in some moments where because we are involving people and we are contributing to their future in both a positive or a negative way, or at least uncertainty. Okay, and then we can perform some questionnaires or some audits about their skills, doing some exams. Okay, or tests. Why is training important? Okay, training is not an expense. Training is a strategic investment for the future. Okay, and it's key for dealing with change management and when we are planning the sessions and the learning outcomes, the methodologies that we are going to use, and the timelines and all of that, we need to consider some components in order to be as effective as possible. The first one is to define the learning objectives, which are it should align the training and the contents with the employee needs. Okay, at the different stage of software implementation, it's not the same before implementation in the testing or quality assurance than what is needed in the design and prototyping phase or in the deployment or preparing to scalability. Okay, then it's key to define which contents or topics are going to be covered in the sessions, with which methodologies, practical, theoretical, active methodologies, gamification, problem-based techniques, case methodologies. Okay. Then timing. Okay, so it's when are we doing each training, and we should align it with the software incremental delivery stages, okay, or the software rollout stages. Then, for sure, budgeting, it's key. Okay, how much is it going to cost in direct costs from the structures, the materials, the installations, etc. If we need to rent a hotel room or a big classroom in a business center, etc. And also indirect costs of the opportunity cost of moving 10 people, 20, 30, 40 people to a training that it's being to be like 4 or 5 hours in a day, and how is this affecting to our sales, our processes, and the company. Okay, it's an opportunity cost due to the downtime or the time that people it's doing the training. Okay, then scalability. Okay, it's important for the future to don't focus just on the current workforce. So it's important to plan those training for onboarding future new employees and to perform some refresher sessions in the future too. Okay. So one of the first steps for defining the training initiative is to set the goals, okay, or the objectives that we want to achieve. We aim to achieve. Here we use the SMART concept for goals or objectives setting, which an objective to be uh, to increase the success rate of that objective to be fulfilled or to be done in time and in a perfect way. We need to define them according to that SMART principles. Okay? It needs to be specific. Okay? So, what exactly do we want to achieve with this objective? What is what we are going to do? Okay? Then it's measurable. It's how are we measuring, or how are we knowing, or how will we know if that objective is fulfilled or it's finished or not. How are we going to track it and to check if it's finished or not? Okay, achievable. So that objective has to be realistic, has to be something that can be done. So I cannot say I'm going to move from 50,000 euros of revenues per month in February to 5 millions in March. This is not achievable. Okay, so the objectives have to be realistic, ambitious, but achievable. Okay, then they have to be relevant to the project itself. Okay, and then they have to be timed for sure. So this objective has to be finished at the end of May, and responsible of doing that task will be Peter or will be Maria. Okay, so it's important to add a time boundary in order to set that objective, to put it into in time. Okay? Then for sure it's obvious that training needs topics or contents. Okay, that prepare people with the knowledge they need. Okay, so first inside the topics, we are dealing with a new software, a new tool. Some aspects to be included are the broad overview of the new software and expected impact, or why are we implementing that solution. Then we could do some role-based workflows and some individual task executions to both promote collaborative or teamwork, but also focusing in how do I perform as an individual specific task that need to be done inside my department or my role. Then another one about how to navigate through the different pages or different areas of the software, how to entry data or extract data, and how to prepare reports or statistics, and if it's possible, either it's possible or not, to automate some processes to be more efficient. Then how we handle with errors, potential bugs, or if we need some support or help, if there is a help desk available, or if there is we are facing an issue, or do we want to add a new features, how is the escalation protocol or process to ask for it, if there are a frequently asked questions section or some aspects that need clarification and that are commonly asked, we can check them. And moreover, if there are support tools, manuals, or knowledge bases that allow us to check or refresh that information in the near future, or if there is an onboarding process with a new teammate, if we can um, show them or send them the links to the support tools or share with them the PDFs or documents, and if there are some knowledge bases or repository to access that information remotely. Then, in training, timing is critical. In change management, even more. Okay, so we should synchronize with the software stages, and before we need to prepare the team and involve them with awareness and introductory sessions 1 2 weeks before going deployed or going live. Then during the launch, it's needed a practical training, hands-on training aligned with the system usage, so they can in production test it, use it, and then some weeks after the deployment and the starting working with it, we can have some after training sessions with advanced use case scenarios, troubleshooting, and how to optimize and configure your profile in order to make the most. And then the budgeting. Okay, we will have direct cost into account, indirect cost, and also to book some extra unexpected costs.